Starting round 3 and round 4, 5, 6, and beyond, those are all going to follow the same rule of thumb. And so that rule of thumb is to create a starting chain consisting of chain 2 inside any edge gap, followed by 2 double crochet. So this is round 2 in red, and in maroon is round 1. Up until now, we've only worked in corners. Corner 1, corner 2, corner 3, corner 4. But now with this additional row, we have corners, but we also have edge gaps, which is along the edge of the square. To start off, we're gonna do the same thing we have been doing. Let's do orange to follow suit with the activity pattern. So creating just like a loop, we're gonna create a starting chain. And so if you need a reminder on how to do that, you can work in any corner. I like to work in the one to the right of our last little tail that we just chain one and pulled through. Rotating one over. I'm gonna do it in here. So poking and inserting your hook in, front to back. From the back side, placing a loop of your new color on your hook, securing it with your 2 fingers. Pull through, so you have that V. And so from here, pull all the way through, and we're gonna make a triple knot. 1, 2, 3. And if you need a reminder which side is the back side, it's the one that has the magic tail. This is the back side, this is the front side. So we have that tail. We're gonna insert our hook in the same corner gap. We're gonna grab the working yarn, yarn over, bring it to the front, and this tail, we're gonna keep it so that the knot right there isn't facing us. We're just gonna keep that to the back real quick. Adjust my tension so that it's a short little V. I don't wanna keep it all the way up here. I wanna keep it pretty snug. Yarn over, pull through. That's 1 chain. Yarn over, pull through. That's 2. This is our starting chain. And then scooching everything to the right, our next step is to follow by 2 double crochet. This says to start in an edge gap. You can also start in a corner. It doesn't matter where you start. You can start here, here, here. You can start anywhere. I'm just starting in the corner, contrary to the instructions again, because that's what we've kind of been used to, right? So at this point, it's been muscle memory, oh, just start in a corner. If you find it easier to start in an edge gap, which is just 3 double crochet, go ahead and do that and follow the instructions exactly as I have them written out. Like I had them written out here. It says start at an edge gap, do the starting chain, and then 2 double crochet. But because I like to not follow directions, I started in a corner gap. So I need to follow the instructions here, which is 3 double crochet, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochet. Now this square is what I'm making right now, this orange part. I haven't yet made this green part, so really I'm working into this corner gap right there. And so I have chain 2. That's our starting chain. Keeping this tail tucked behind, I'm gonna do 2 double crochet. 1, 2. Now these instructions say 3 double crochet. The reason I'm only doing 2 is because we have this starting chain right here. That's the exception to the rule. Anytime you start a new round, one of the 3 double crochets is going to be a starting chain to give us that initial height of the round. So that's why I'm only doing 2 double crochet instead of 3, because I'm starting in a corner. So we need that initial chain. Freestyling a bit, I did 1 starting chain, 2 double crochet, and then follow the pattern as written. It says chain 2, so yarn over 1, yarn over again, that's 2. And then as normal, I'm keeping this tucked in the back and working through it. I'm gonna do 3 double crochet and scooting everything a little bit to the right. 1. And again, working parallel to the round before it, now that we've turned the corner. 2. 3. We completed what is pictured right here, this corner cluster. I realize my pen doesn't show. Let's try red. Also doesn't show. Let me highlight it. So we just completed that corner. So now we're gonna work into an edge right here. You know it's an edge because it's not a corner. We only have 4 corners. Anything that's not one of these 4 corners along the edge is an edge gap. Following our instructions, we just did this. Anytime there's a corner gap, we do 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 double crochet. The only exception is if you're starting a corner. Then you need to do a starting chain and swap out one of these 3 with the starting chain and do 2 instead of 3. Only for the very first corner, if you're starting in a corner gap. And then anytime there is an edge gap that you're not starting in, just do 3 double crochet. Pretty easy. So locating that edge gap right here, adjusting our tension so it's snug, and then do we have enough room to carry this over? We don't, so I'm just gonna snip it off real quick, and then work into our edge gap. 3 double crochet only. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. And now we are at a corner again. We are going to do 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. That 3-2-3 pattern you keep seeing for every corner. In that corner gap, adjust your tension so it's snug. Yarn over, 3 double crochet. First one here, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2. The chain 2 is always the corner, so now we're rotating our work and working parallel to this edge now, working our next cluster of 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. So we just finished corner right here. So now we're gonna work, this doesn't exist yet, we're working into the edge gap of the red row before it. Here's our corner, other corner, in between is our edge gap, because it's on the edge, just the tension, so it's snug. 3 double crochet only. 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, I just worked over that knot, that tail from our previous end. So now we have this to just, keep tucked behind. So now we have a corner again, and then our pattern says we're gonna do 3, 2, 3. 3 double crochet, adjusting tension, and then keeping this tail, almost forgot about it. Keep this tail tucked behind and between our hook and our work. So you're kind of like sandwiching it in between the hook and the work. Our first double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then 3, 2, 3, remember? So now we're going to do the second cluster of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And then the whole time I've been tucking this in. Now we are at an edge again, this edge specifically. So now we're going to work 3 double crochet into that. Adjust tension, keep this tucked behind. We have a little bit more to work through for that tail. So in this edge right here, 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Sweet, looking good, right? And then we have this tail behind. There's not enough to carry it over into our next corner. So I'm just gonna snip it off. And then, as you probably guessed, we're gonna do 3, 2, 3 because we're in a corner. We just did 3 in an edge gap, and now we need to switch to 3, 2, 3 because we're in a corner now. So 1 double crochet, 2, 3. Chain 2. This is our corner. So now we're gonna rotate our work and work parallel against this side. 1, 2, 3. It should look somewhat like a square. Our dumpling square is really coming together. We have one more edge gap here before we connect to the very start of this round. Adjusting tension as needed in this edge gap, we're going to work 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And just like the rounds before, we're going to try to locate our first double crochet that we did, not the starting chain. If you look in our first cluster, we have 3 strands. This one to the furthest left, that's the second double crochet we did. This is the first. So that V that is sandwiched between my fingers, we're going to put our hook in there. And to the right, that's our starting chain. We don't want that. Adjusting tension, slip into that first double crochet, yarn over, bring it from the back to the front of the work, continue yarning over into that loop that was on your hook. Adjust tension, chain 1, and snip. Pull through, give it a little tug so that chain 1 is flat up against your work. And you just completed round 1, 2, 3. From this point forward, you can do 4, 5, 6, as many as you want. Some people make it as big as a full-size blanket. Every row beyond this is going to be the same. Following this rule of thumb, every edge gap, 3 double crochet. Every corner, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. The only exception is wherever you start, whether that's in an edge gap or corner, replace one of the double crochets with a starting chain of 2.